What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After the Impact tonight. Of course, following what was a very good go home show from Impact Wrestling tonight. And this is also going to be our Emergence prediction show. We're going to focus primarily on that tonight. We always do that when we have a pay-per-view coming up. So we've got everybody back. Jeff is here. Conrad's here. We're going to give our predictions for Emergence. And don't forget to join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for that. Jeff will start you off. I'll get in as soon as I get back from work and get something to eat quickly. And then I will be right there as well. And Conrad may join us for a little bit. We'll see. But yeah, so those of you who have joined us, thank you for being here. Give us your scores for the show tonight. We'll start off there, and I will go round table. So let me start off with Jeff. Jeff, what did you think of tonight's Impact Wrestling Go Home show? What score would you give the show tonight?
I thought it was a really good show.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that main event between the big guys. I thought that was really good. And I thought everything that they did tonight was really good in terms of building for tomorrow night. And you got a short turnaround. So I know normally we have a couple days to kind of let things marinate, but we go right into it. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.25. I thought it was really good. Enjoyed a lot on the show. We got to see Swinger, which is always good. And the war of words between him and Caleb with the K was great. I'm going to give it an 8.25.
All right, very good. Wally says 8 out of 10. We've got Wally, Kevin, J-Hub's here. James Chadwick's here. We've got John Cream, used to be a big fan of Impact, stopped around the Tesla title run. It's been a while. Well, thank you for joining us. Hope you're coming back. It's really, really been good. Really been good lately and over the past year that we've been doing the show. So welcome. Fight had fight. So it's at 7 o'clock, James, our time. I checked it after you made that comment. They moved it back to 7, which is when we're going to start our show. It was 8, but they moved it back, and I'm pretty sure I know why they did that, which is smart, really, when you think about it. So yes, they did move it back. So, all right, Conrad, what do you think of the show tonight? What score would you give the go home show?
I'm going to echo everything Jeff said, but I'm going to give it an 8. I thought it was a solid show. Did what you had to do. You checked all the boxes and gave us a little bit more in promo work and building up to things. Solid 8, no complaints.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to stick right around there, too. I'm going to go with an 8.25 as well. I liked how one of the keys there that I got from tonight wasn't even part of the actual show, but the commercials they were showing for the NWA stuff, the Empower stuff they were showing and things like that. So I'm kind of enjoying that. So saw that, of course, yes. Whenever Johnny Swinger is on the show, it makes it that much better. The comedy that was going on in that segment was fantastic. We saw Caleb get beat up, which I'm sure James Chadwick loved. We saw the Haas fight was tremendous. Going through that floor on the back of the stage was amazing. They had everybody out there, the doctors out there. We had everybody out there. I thought that was fantastic. The confrontation between Josh and Jake something, also very good. We also had Christian come out and retire the TNA title. So no more TNA title. And he also confrontation with Brian Myers, which also was good. It was an all-around solid show. A lot of good stuff, like Conrad pointed out. The storylines were done to lead into tomorrow's show. And like Jeff said, it's tough when you only have a day. Normally, we at least have, you have Thursday, then you usually have Friday, and then they'll have the pay-per-view on Saturday. But obviously, they moved it back to avoid SummerSlam, which, again, was smart. You don't want to go up against that. The Sean Rousseff brought up the Su Yung segment. Yeah, just a little segment with her and Kimber, but yeah, always good to see that. Very cool stuff. We got Scott D'Amore and a little thing going on in the back. So good stuff. I liked it. It was a little odd, though, wasn't it, guys? Not having a Don Callis and Kenny segment. Little strange not to have that on the show because it's been there as a staple for quite some time. So a little strange not having those two there. But yeah, I thought it was good, and I thought it was a good lead up to Emergence. So yeah, Sean says 8 out of 10. Hey, Gust, what's going on with you? Nathan, how are you? Yeah, so there you go. All right. Let's get into it because we don't have a whole lot of time. So let's start off and we will start going over our picks for tomorrow's pay-per-view. So Emergence tomorrow starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll start right at the same time that the show starts because they did push it back. We planned on being on a little later for it. But we're going to start right at 7. Jeff will be here. I'll be along as soon as I can, and we will get right into it. After the show, we are going to stick around for the other show. Of course, we've got the things going on. The big things may be happening tomorrow on Rampage. We will be sticking around for that also. So stop in and check it out. So let's get into the card, shall we? And what are we going to start with, Jeff?
Let's see. You want to go with which you want to start with? One of the
whatever you want.
Okay, so let's go here, and I didn't need to see that at all. Like at all, I didn't need to see that. Screw it. We'll just go with what we got.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Macklin and Petey Williams.
All right. Interesting match to start out here. Macklin and Petey Williams. This again, the feud's been going on for a little while. We've seen Macklin being built up as this, pretty much a monster type of guy, been beating people up along the way. Should be an interesting match. What do you think of this one, Conrad? Who do you think wins?
Petey, I love you, but you ain't making it out of this one, bro. Macklin is going to destroy. And I think it's just the right move for him right now. He needs to continue this role. I don't know what the end game is for him at this moment, but I think you can go in multiple directions, whether it's with a faction or pairing him up with somebody. Macklin's a big star that they can continue to build around, so he needs the dub.
All right, there you go. Fair enough. I'm going to agree with you. I think that, Macklin's got a lot of momentum. He's been built up to look like this monster character, and I agree with you. I think he is going to beat Petey Williams here as well. Petey will put up a fight. He always does, but I think Macklin will come out on top. Jeff, what are you thinking here?
I've got Macklin going over here.
Yeah.
I do think that's what we get. As much as I love Petey, I think we get Macklin continuing to go over. And remember, he made it very clear his sights are set on Josh. So just keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, very true. Mark has a question there for Conrad, if you want to answer that. Conrad, I have a question. We know that there are reports that WWE will be holding their draft later in the year. Having said that, with AEW having 4 shows, and since that AEW roster is loaded, do you think that AEW at some point will have something like a draft like what WWE has been doing?
My answer to that right now is no, for sure. AEW does not need to do that. They need to have star pack shows at all times, no matter what. I'm going to use a quote that I heard Jim Ross say: when you're the new guy on the block, sometimes you can't afford to have a good show, an okay show. You have to have great shows so people are like, yo, this is where it is. You have to turn the channel to see this. And I feel like a draft split, a roster split, there are going to be things that make you not want to do it. And I'll even throw it to you and Jeff. Like, if you guys were booking shows and then you found out like CM Punk's going to be on the opposite show that you're writing for, at times when you need a ratings boost, you're going to say, man, I wish we had that guy. You're going to try and do everything to convince Tony Khan or whoever's your boss to be like, yeah, let me get him. And you muddy the waters. Like, I was just talking about Baron Corbin appearing on both shows. I love what Baron Corbin's doing right now, but I always will just say, what brand split? I always say things like that. I'm like, if it's not going to matter to you, why should I care?
Yeah. Yeah, I've said that before. The draft almost seems irrelevant because they do that and then they just cross over people anyway. So, yeah, I agree. It's always been a sticking point for me. I think it's silly to do it that way. The Coug said 9 out of 10 due to the main event match in Swingers Palace. Much better go-home show than Raw. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even close. I agree. It's not even close. Let's call this one out, Jeff. And I don't think we have a graphic for this one, but you want to do the Rohit versus Matt Cardona match?
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's go down the 4 that were just added, then we can go back to the other one.
All right, let's do that. So Matt Cardona and Rohit. Again, this one was just added. We got the Shira versus Matt Cardona match tonight. So Matt and Rohit, what are you thinking here, Jeff? Who do you think wins?
This is, for me, this is kind of a tough one. I kind of feel like, even though it's weird to say this, while I think Rohit needs more momentum, I could see them putting Cardona over. However, as I'm saying this, I'm just kind of thinking, the Matt Cardona that we got in GCW was very different from the Matt Cardona we get in Impact. And maybe I'm saying this just out of, wishful thinking. I really need Matt Cardona to hit the skids for a little bit, because I want him to get pissed off. And, he lost to John Skyler last week. Could he – I mean, I know he got the win tonight, but could a setback against Rohit kind of trigger some going back to the drawing board? I would like to think so. So for those reasons, I'm gonna go with Rohit. I'm gonna say he beats him, and maybe we start to see a spiral from Cardona, and maybe we get something different. So
that's interesting. Yeah, you know what? This is a toss-up kind of for me, because I think Rohit kind of could use a big win too. You know what? I'm going to agree with you. I think I'm going to pick the upset too. I think Rohit's going to win. I like your reasoning behind it, but I also think that Rohit can use a bigger win to kind of get momentum back for himself as well, as to whether or not they want to get him back involved with the X Division Championship again, or, just have him kind of rising up a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to say Rohit might win this one too. Might get a little bit of a surprise here. So I'm going to pick Rohit. What do you think, Conrad?
I'm going to go with Rohit as well, for kind of similar to what Jeff said. I think Cardona's got stuff going on. He just got a victory in this match tonight against Shira. So why would you have him win again and end this feud? You don't need that right now. Right now, you got to give the juice to Rohit. And Rohit is part of, like, I don't know if I want to call them like old school heels, but in my mind, each company's got a couple of old school heels just sprinkled in. They're just bad, and you hate them for the reasons that you do. And yeah, he's absolutely perfect for it. So that would be the move I would make. You just go with like Rohit, the LA Knights, the MJFs, the Ricky Starks. Those are the guys that you just want to boot. Nick Aldis, like, I love him. So give Rohit some juice, man. He deserves it, in my opinion.
All right, there you go. We're all on Rohit for that match. What's next, Jeff?
Let's go with Deonna Purrazzo and Matthew Raywall against Trey Miguel and Melina.
Wow. Okay. So again, this match just set up tonight. We saw Trey come into aid Melina during that. This one, of course, leading into Empower. Now, I'm going to look at this from a logistics standpoint here. I think what you got to do with looking at this one is you kind of maybe got to take who you think might end up not winning at Empower. So if you kind of think Deonna is going to go over there, I have a tendency to think that the opposite will happen here. So I'm going to go with Melina and Trey Miguel in the tag match, simply because I don't think Melina is going to beat Deonna at Empower. So I think they will, though, end up winning at Emergence tomorrow night. So I'm taking Trey Miguel and I'm taking Melina to go over in the mixed tag. Conrad, what about you?
This one's gonna be difficult to pick. I kind of want to see. You know what? I'm gonna just be bold. I'm gonna take Deonna Purrazzo and the Drama King for the W. I like what they're doing here, and I feel like you have to keep the Drama King strong right now at this point. Yeah, and I listened to his Twitch stream, and I just want to say it was really cool to hear how like gracious he was that fans gave him that reception from the Impact audience. It's got to be weird sometimes to come from like, yeah, I was in WWE, the biggest promotion in the world. We were selling out arenas. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, now I'm here. Are the people going to like me? Are they going to remember who I was? Because they had him in a commentating role at the end. And I think everybody reacted perfectly for it. And Deanna is the strongest wrestler in Impact Wrestling. Let me repeat that. Not the strongest women's wrestler, the strongest wrestler built up right now in Impact. So it's just a formula that works. We were trying to discuss who's going to end this, and I don't know where this is going with her, but keep her strong.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really funny comment that Derek made. It's CM Punk Eve. Make sure you guys leave a Pepsi out tonight. Clever. Very clever. We also got a comment from Matthew Browns. OMG. Joe and Jeff. Shane McMahon left WWE to head to Chicago. Rumors out there. Oh, God. Shane's probably just going to a Cubs game or something like that.
I think he still best in the world references. Knock it off in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, Jeff, what are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Conrad. I think, especially coming off of the win at Triple Mania, I don't think you diminish anything with Deanna at this point. I think you have to keep her looking incredibly strong. I think it'll be a really good match, in my opinion. I think we end up getting something between the Drama King and Trey going forward. I think we could get something out of that because honestly, for me, it's kind of weird with what they've done with Trey since he's been back. Because when he first got back, I had every thought that he was going to win the X Division title. And even at some point, I thought he was going to end up going up against Kenny. Just because of how they built him and everything that they did with him and Sammy. So, for them, it's kind of weird what they're doing with Trey right now. But yeah, I think we get Deanna and the Drama King going over on this one.
All right, there you go. Hey, Jesse Callen, what's up with you? Matthew said he was kidding. He said, I love this chat. We all need a laugh. No, it's not true. So there you go. So Shane McMahon is not going to. Yeah. All righty then. What's next?
Let's go to another newly added match, and this is Madison Rayne against Taylor Wilde. I really, really like this.
Madison Rayne's first match back, and Taylor Wilde is the opponent. Interesting stuff. It looks as if they're building Madison back up. Whatever they're going to have her do with Tenille, whether or not they're going to be a tag team, I'm going with Madison here. Taylor hasn't been around much. She just came back a little bit. I kind of think now she might be at a point where it was looking like she was going to get the shot at Deanna, but then they kind of went away from that with whatever happened where she was gone for a while. But I kind of think they're going to go away from that now, and I think it might be Taylor's turn to lose some matches for a little bit. So I'm going to say that Madison wins. What do you think, Jeff?
This is a good question. I think Madison wins because she's going to have more people in her corner. However, I think there's a strong possibility we get a debut tomorrow night.
Okay.
That could come to the aid of Taylor Wilde. The numbers game is going to get to her tomorrow, but who knows? I feel like we're going to get something big with her tomorrow. I feel like we're going to get a lot of big stuff tomorrow because I kind of feel like Impact feels like they need to do that. So I think we see a debut. That's what I think.
All right, there you go. What do you think, Conrad?
Man, I'm gonna go opposite on this one. I feel like Madison Rain is too obvious. I feel like you could use. So we saw tonight the forming possibly of a team with Madison Rain and I almost just called her Emma, Tennille Dashwood. And they were kind of teasing it with Caleb and everything that was going on, and maybe things didn't go perfect. And I think you can play off of that story in Swingers Palace, use that for the future Impact shows.
Yes.
So I say you keep Taylor Wilde strong because she is owed the title shot, isn't she?
Yeah.
Taylor? Yeah, I think so.
She's the old one.
So I think you're going to keep Taylor Wilde strong for right now because they seem like they're heading into the tag team division to go and possibly try to get those titles. So why not have Taylor Wilde pick up the victory here? That's how I see things.
All right, fair enough. What's up next, Jeff?
All right, so then one of the last ones added, Tasha Steele, Savannah Evans, Follow Ba, and No Way against Decay. We've got Rosemary, Crazy Steve, Black Taurus, and Havoc. And my God, I am looking forward to this one, Joe.
This is going to be a crazy match. This is going to be one of those fun matches. I already know this will start the show, of course, because I'm going to miss the first 10 minutes. So I already know that the Decay match will start the show. Thank you, Scott Demore, ahead of time. But I've got to go with Decay here. I've got to go with Decay here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. No Way kind of getting thrown in there is a little weird to be on that side of it, but I dig it. Listen, him and Falaba in the match is going to be fun the way it is. So, I think Decay ends up winning that. But I think it's going to be a very fun match, and it's definitely going to start the show. I can bet if I'm going to make one prediction correctly, it's that match is going to start the show because Joe won't see most of it. So you can bet on that. That's like the sun coming up, and yeah. So make a bet on that. There you go. But I'm going to miss it. So there you go. I think Decay is going to win, though, of course. Conrad, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with the same mindset in this one. I think that Decay has to kind of win this. They've been stronger lately. I like how they've been booked. No Way. I don't know if he's going to stay into this type of No Way Jose gimmick. I think you could change him if you wanted to. So I feel like him, Falaba, they don't need the W. They're going to be fine just the way they are in that gimmick if they're not changing. And I think they're fine where they are with this. Give Decay the W, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Jeff, what do you think?
I've got Decay. I just think that it's just Decay. I mean, there's no other way that I can. It's Decay. Right now, you could argue, aside from Violent by Design, that they're. I mean, in terms of a faction,
yeah,
that's what you. They're kind of the standard right now. So yeah, I got Decay all the way. There's really nothing else to say about it. I've got Decay.
All right, there you go. Seems the chat agrees. James Shadwick said Decay. Swack fan says Decay. All right, what do we got next?
All right, so let's go here, guys. Number one contenders match: Moose, Chris Sabin, Sami Callihan, Ace Austin.
Wow, man, this is a tough one. Who's going to be next? And you again, looking at it from the standpoint like we looked at it last week with, could Christian win? Okay, we had Brian Myers as the number one contender, so you kind of going traditional heel versus traditional face with Christian winning that title. So who do you think's going to win the match between him and Myers? Now I'm going to say Christian will, so I'll give that away right away, going with that for later on. But if he does, then who would he go up against? Well, Moose is obviously a heel. Sami Callihan can kind of play both roles, although he's kind of playing he's a tweener, but a little more headed to a face direction now. Sabin is a face all the way. So I think it's between Moose and Ace Austin. I am going to pull a surprise here, and I'm going to say it's Ace. And the reason why I think is because Saban and Moose, I think, are just going to cancel each other out. I think those two are just going to head toward that third rematch that they've got coming up, and I think they're just going to take one another out. And I think Ace Austin wins, and then Christian hangs on to that title, and you're going to get Christian versus Ace Austin, which would be amazing. That would be an awesome match to see. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Ace Austin. Jeff, go ahead. What do you think?
Well, Joe, it ain't that much of a damn surprise if I'm picking it too. So, I'm going with Ace here, and the reason why I'm going with Ace is because I really want to see. For some reason, I really want to see Ace and Josh for the heavyweight championship. Like, that's what I really want to see. I want to see the youth movement with Impact. I feel like with Ace, I feel like he's earned this spot. I mean, he, with the X Division title, he's done so much with that. He always puts on great matches. The other three guys here, I mean, if you really think about it, if you look at the psychology of it, Sammy had Ace beat, right? And Chris Sabin tagged himself in, created a little bit of issue. So now Sammy has a problem with Chris.
Yep.
We know that Chris has a problem with Moose, and Moose just has a problem with everybody. Yep. So I think, honestly, they're going to just beat the absolute crap out of each other. And Ace being another one of those heels, and he's kind of a new age heel.
Yes.
But he has some old school tendencies with his heel work. I think he kind of swoops in, and we end up seeing, Ace Austin in the title picture.
There you go. All right. What do you think, Conrad?
I already kind of put it in the chat.
Yep.
We're going for the hat trick. I am also going to take Ace Austin for the win. My mindset is more towards what Joe said. I do see Moose and Sabin. They got to have the rubber match. They cancel each other out. Sami Callihan just had a chance. He's been kind of a baby face. And what is the one thing Christian has always been known for lately in his later years of wrestling? How good is he in the ring? The footwork. We want you to learn from somebody. There's not too many who could teach Ace Austin what he needs to do to get to a nice level, but Christian can teach you how to be safe and perform those 30-minute, 45-minute crazy matches while being safe at the same time. This is a learning moment for Ace Austin to be in the ring with Christian, I think, for the next match.
All right, there you go. So we're all on Ace Austin. I think Matthew agreed with us, said Ace Austin as well. Jesse saying that picture of Moose. Coog said this tough to pick for me. Ace should win, says Jason Michael. So, okay. All right, what do we got next?
Oh, man, the craziness with this one.
Oh, good Lord. The Impact Tag Team Championships. Yeah. Good Brothers, Violent by Design, Swan and Willie Mack. All right. Go ahead, Conrad. Start it off. Who do you got?
I knew you were going to do this to me. It felt like school when you didn't want the teacher to pick you, and I'm like, I knew he was going to come to me first for this. This is going to be tough. I have a question, a caveat beforehand. Is this already taped?
Yes.
Yes.
Shoot. I don't know, man. This is tough. I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to say Good Brothers retain. How and why, I don't know. Someone's eating a pin for no reason, but I think this is just going to be a brawl. This is just going to be an all-out brawl. Rich Swann's going to be flying. Willie Mack's going to be flying. You may even see Carl Anderson fly. And I'm hoping Eric Young could possibly get involved. He's got to be almost healed up now. At this point, he's been walking on it. He looks fine.
Yeah,
so
he does.
Good Brothers to retain for no reason.
All right.
And I'm very unsure of this.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think they'll retain as well. I mean, let's hope Willie doesn't go to sleep. That's one of the things we always hope for when Willie is involved in a match. But yeah, I think Rich and Willie Mack will be showing a little bit. But I think, I don't think the Good Brothers are going to drop that quickly. And I think they'll retain here. Jeff, what about you?
I've got the Good Brothers to retain, and their enjoyment will be short-lived because someone's going to make an appearance. They've already spoiled one time and kind of ruined the fun. And I think that's what we're going to get here.
People are saying it in the chat.
They are saying it, G-O-D. I don't even want to say it out loud because I don't want to get Conrad's hopes up. I don't want to get my hopes up. I mean, our hopes are already high enough because of everything else that's being teased. So just having these guys be teased as showing up for this is just almost too much, and we kind of don't deserve it, but we're spoiled wrestling fans, so it is what it is. But I honestly think that's what we get, because I think that's an encounter we end up seeing at Bound for Glory. So that's my prediction. I think Swann or Willie Mack are going to eat the pin. I really do. I don't think you hurt Violent by Design by getting one of them to take a pin, and it's just going to be an all-out brawl.
Hey, Jeff, can I piggyback?
Yeah.
When you were just saying that, I just thought of something. What if they do come out? And usually these types of matches, there's a lot of bodies in the ring when you're celebrating still. Mm-hmm. What if God comes out and maybe, let's just say one of the Good Brothers are walking out like, yo, we're not dealing with you tonight. And they're talking their mess to the crowd, and maybe they just get pushed into a Rhino or a Joe Doring.
Yeah.
And then a fight breaks out between all the other teams, and it's kind of holding you off while they get used to, okay, this is the Impact style, and these guys are getting over at the same time because they can go to a different audience. I'm just pointing it out. That's what I would do.
Exactly.
There you go. All right. So a lot of people agreeing with Jeff. A lot of people saying God in the chat. So there you go. We will see. All right. What's up next?
All right. My most anticipated match of the night, X Division Championship.
This should be a really, really entertaining match. And yeah, it could be. It could very well steal the night. Josh Alexander against Jake something. Oh, man, this is going to be a good one, guys. I think this could last a while, and you're going to see two guys just beat the living hell out of one another here. I'm going to go with Josh to retain. And again, we talked about this a little bit on previous shows, previous ATIs as well, but I think this is just another step in getting Josh to beat somebody that is a bigger man, somebody a little bit, that you kind of wouldn't think maybe he would be able to beat, give him another obstacle to overcome. And I think this is just building Josh up even more so that he can, keep that build up that he's got going for the future. So I think Josh is going to win. But I think it's going to be a very, very good match, and I think it's going to go down to the wire. And again, like Jeff said, I think this one could steal the show. But I'm taking Josh here. What about you, Jeff?
I got Josh. For the reasons you said, Josh is quietly putting together one of the strongest X Division runs in quite some time. And it hasn't been flashy. And I just feel like people overlook how great this run has been. He's had to overcome obstacle after obstacle. What he did in that Iron Man match is just still right now, that match sticks out for me. It's one of my contenders for match of the year. But yeah, I've got Josh. Jake something, I feel like he's gonna look good in defeat. What you do with him after this, I have no idea. But I want to get something going for Jake something because I feel like his talent dictates him having an opportunity at something. So I mean, whether that's maybe maybe we don't get a title shot for him. But let me pose a question, since we all know that this Bound for Glory show is going to be, cross promotion. How would folks feel about him and Lance Archer?
Oh boy.
I gotta have my man Lance get some dubs, man. Lance has been suffering wherever he's going.
I know he's been struggling, but I feel like that would be a good matchup. I mean, I still say Lance goes over in that match if it were to happen, but
I know. I think Josh Alexander tosses him around. You got to make
no. I'm saying Jake something.
Oh, Jake something for. Oh, okay. Woo.
Yeah.
Josh Alexander versus Lance Archer would be a bad.
No.
But yeah, Jake something would be a good matchup. Yeah, then I'm with you. Then Lance has to go over. But I just put it in the chat for this match. This is a sleeper match right here.
Yeah.
Temp check for Jake something. I know I'm hopping in on this already, even though before it was kicked to me. But honestly, let's see what Jake something can do. Give Josh Alexander this dub, man. He's been on a great run. He is your Kurt Angle right now. He is the guy that you build around. You build him up. You make him the machine.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I'd like to see Jake go up against Morrissey, Jeff.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to take up the mantle and stop him at some point. So I would like to see that as a match within Impact, obviously. But yeah, would be interesting. All right, so we all agree Josh is coming out with this one. What do we got next?
Last one, man.
All right.
Impact World Championship, Christian versus the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers. And Christian's still looking for something. We still don't know what the hell he's looking for.
He's always looking for something.
He's looking for something. He's kind of. So
Christian's first title defense with the Impact title is against Brian Myers, and don't forget, you may have some interference outside on Mr. Myers' part, so never overlook that. I'm going to go with Christian here. I think he's going to defend the title. He may hold on to that. Like I said earlier in the prior show, there are things floating around there where he may end up doing title for title with Kenny at the AEW pay-per-view that's coming up. So if he does that, he would obviously still have to have the Impact title at that show. So I do think he's going to beat Brian Myers. However, I think it's going to be a really good match. I think Brian Myers is going to kind of show out a little bit. And he did say tonight on the show, he has been winning, and he has. He's only lost a few matches that I remember seeing him lose. And so he has been winning. And he's been winning at big pay-per-views most of the time too. So I think this will be a good match. And I think we'll get to see a lot from Myers. And maybe Myers' sidekick might do something to cause him to lose and further that story along as well. So let's see what happens with that. Conrad, what do you think here?
I will never disparage the name of Sam Bill.
Yes.
He is an understudy right now. He knows what's going on. He just has to practice a little bit more. But I'm with you on this one, Joe. I think Christian Cage is going to pick up the victory. I would not mind here one of those types of matches to where you actually tease that Brian Myers wins. Maybe like, Christian's foot's on the rope though, and they miss it. I would tease it just to mess with people a little bit. Why not? Brian Myers is a really good wrestler and deserves it.
Yep.
So Christian Cage for the win easily.
All right. What do you think, Jeff?
I've got Christian Cage for the win. I'm going to say something that's controversial. Brian Myers has been the best heel in Impact since he got there.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion.
Okay.
But I feel like from what he brings to the table, finally being able to see what he's capable of proves to people everything. I mean, we don't have to go down the road of how he was misused before. That's evident when you see him speak on the microphone. What he's doing with Sam Bill right now, brilliant stuff, because you can see the fractures in the relationship, even though they may be small. You can start to see the fractures in the relationship. And let me tell you, when he puts Sam Bill over eventually, it's going to be absolutely insane. And Sam Bill is going to get a pop like, it's going to be crazy, because I think that's where it goes. But for right here, right now, I would love to see some, like you said, Conrad. I'd love to see some close calls. To be honest with you, I'd even love if the referee counted 3 or almost counts 3, and then you look over and you see, oh, okay, so this happened. All right, so we gotta restart this or something like that. I'd love to see something like that happen, because I feel like Brian Myers kind of warrants that type of close call finish. So yeah, I've got Christian Cage winning, but I think we're going to get something very entertaining between these two.
All right, there you go. So there you have it. We all think Christian's going to win, but it should be a very close match and a fun main event. So that's it, guys. So there are our picks for Emergence for tomorrow night. And remember to join us at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jeff will be here to start out. I will be along probably after the Decay match is over, I'm sure, knowing my luck. But yeah, make sure you join us tomorrow night for Emergence. Again, if you're used to watching the SmackDown stream, we won't be doing SmackDown, but like I said, you can always have it on in the background. You guys can be our eyes and let us know what's going on SmackDown while we're doing that. If anything interesting happens over there, that's a go-home show there too tomorrow night for SummerSlam. And then we will definitely be sticking around for the Rampage stuff as well, because we're just as excited to see what is going to happen on that also. So we will stay after Emergence is over, and we will continue right on through to see what goes on tomorrow night on that big anticipated show on Friday at 10:00 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's it, guys. Thanks for coming out for After the Impact. Really, really appreciate it. Hope we see you all tomorrow night. Little T, good night to you. Derek, good night to you. Fun show, says Jason. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, guys, that is all. We will be back tomorrow, like I said, at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time for Emergence, and we hopefully will see you all there, and hopefully have a great rest of your night. So from Conrad, from Jeff, and myself, wishing you guys all a great night. Stay safe, and hopefully we will see you all tomorrow for Impact Emergence at 7:00 p.m. Have a great one, guys. Talk to you all soon. Good night.